Hey guys, welcome to episode 5 of Loki, our angry review. If you guys like this extra streaming and TV content, please consider supporting us at the links down below, Patreon, merch, however you'd like. And so let's talk about the episode. Last time we were together, we were like, man, I hope that this series can really... the final 2 episodes pay off of everything that it set up. It seemed like a little bit, not enough time for some of it, kind of how we feel in a lot of the Marvel series. But overall, I really liked the episode, so it did well for me. Okay, you got not only emotional moments, which I felt, but also a climactic battle within this new realm and a really clever way to introduce a ton of Lokis together and sort of create a little mini Avengers kind of thing. We need to deal with a problem, and they deal with the problem about as well as Loki's would probably deal with the problem. So really fun, really good, and I enjoyed it very much. What did you guys think?
This is instantly becoming one of my favorites out of the 3.
Yeah.
It jumped to first place. I love the set designs that they've done in every episode. You can see the budget on this, and the acting is top tier once again. I really like this one too. And
the music is so good.
yeah, the music is
Well, there
like
was one
spot on.
music I didn't like, but we'll get to it.
Yeah, I like that one too. And like just seeing all these Lokis and, you know, their mischievous, their betrayal is like something's going to go down. It was hilarious the way it was put together. This is a great episode for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really liked it. I think it's still more of a setup, right? So I thought that the last one we were getting towards the end of the setup process, and then we were going to kind of start building up into the climax and then finish on the last one. But this is the second to the last episode, and it was emotional. It was great. I mean,
Yeah.
But we've got 1 episode left, and we've only got 1 more hour of this series before it resolves.
This one kind of resolved the pruning, storyline that just kind of came out of nowhere because it's like, oh shit, our best characters have been pruned. So the episode takes a little sidetrack, but an amazing sidetrack because it's the pruning realm. So basically, what has happened. Is that we pick up right from where we last left off. We see a bunch of different Lokis staring at him. And, they're like, we got to go because there's this sort of smoke panther monster thing that's chasing. I always hate those kinds of villains, you remember Green Lantern and shit. It worked better here. You don't remember Green Lantern? Never happened. I don't know. No. Anyways, but they run from it, and Sylvie, meanwhile, is interrogating Ren Slayer at the TVA, and, Ren plays along, and I was like, are you doing this? Come on, because, she's trusting her, and Ren's like, I want to know who's at the top 2, and, and she explains how pruning stuff just moves stuff kind of into like a void or a different realm at the end of time, and all this shit kind of collides and is just stored there for whatever reason, because I don't know why it can't be deleted. Maybe the person in charge is not powerful enough to, but they could do this. And then basically they have this, I think that it's called Eliath, which is the smoke monster that sort of keeps and guards the realm, or destroys stuff whenever it feels like, kind of thing. And a bunch of Lokis have survived because what is Loki's biggest special power? It's actually survival. So
Betrayal.
Of course, betrayal, survival. So they have survived a bunch of different versions of Loki. We've got the old Loki, young Loki, alligator Loki, and a Loki with a hammer. Did you notice that? I was like, is that Mjolnir, or is that like a Loki version of the hammer? I don't know, but he's always boasting about, oh, well, I destroyed the Avengers in my eyes. Bullshit.
Yeah,
but
you get the little backstories.
You never know what he did. Yeah, exactly. But anyway, so Sylvie is interrogating Ren Slayer, and which isn't smart, but I'm like, oh, thank God. It was just a ruse, right? She brings in more soldiers to prune her, and then Sylvie's like, just realizes that it's like, okay, after being told that you don't die through that, you being teleported, she wants to go meet up with Loki. And same thing with Loki on the other side. Loki seems motivated. He seems different from the other Lokis. Right. They're kind of noticing something different about him, and it's because he has the Sylvie motivation. And so she prunes herself to go into the realm to meet up with Loki. And in this realm, it's so cool. There's so many cool Easter eggs. Did you see any?
Yes, I saw the Thor hammer, a mini Thor.
Yeah,
Frog
what
Thor.
the hell
Frog
was that
Thor.
all about?
I was like, what is going on?
Man, apparently that's like a frog Thor. Yeah, from
He's son of Todin and Frogga.
Well,
is that
yeah,
really what it
makes
is?
sense, right? Because they had the alligator one.
Yeah, Throg. 367 Thor, the mighty comic book. If in the beginning you know this Yellow Jacket's helmet, which kind of ties into what I was saying about the realms, the quantum realm and this kind of stuff. That's the first kind of direct tease we get that maybe this will lead to Kang, and Kang is the villain in the next Ant-Man, and Yellow Jacket was seen being, crumpled up into a little realm in the quantum realm, and boom, his helmet's there. So I don't know. Maybe this is that theory is true, and we will eventually meet Kang. Also, at the episode, we saw the Philadelphia experiment ship, which was cool. They tried to fire it.
Crazy conspiracy theory.
It's
thing.
right.
Yeah, there's a Thanos copter, which was super sweet.
Oh my God! How can we forget the Thanos copter?
Yeah, I saw it and I was like, that's the Thanos copter.
That is the greatest spoiler in a lot of Marvel movies yet, because if you don't know, Thanos was just stupid ridiculous in some of his earlier appearances in comics, and he drives around in this little helicopter that says Thanos sometimes drop bombs or something. It's like, this version of Thanos is so much. I know, right? This version of Thanos is so much better. So, the attention to detail, the love of the lore, and you can tell that Marvel really gets Marvel Entertainment, really. I don't know if I can give Disney, because Marvel was its own thing, kind of thing. So, anyways, it's just really good. So, anyway, we get the Ren Slayer accessing Miss Minutes. Some people thought that maybe Miss Minutes was buying. I was like, nah, it's just a computer system. And she's buying time, and Sylvie realizes that, she's not really into it. So she prunes herself, and immediately the monster comes after her in this realm. And conveniently, we got some tropes in this one. Conveniently, you've got the little pizza truck coming up, and you're like, oh, is that Loki coming to save Sylvie? But it was Mobius, because he was pruned as well. And so he's like, you need to be careful getting into cars. But it's a smoke monster. I'd rather
want to get away.
Yeah, I'd rather get with you than this one.
And right before she makes a connection with the monster, so she notices.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, she jumps through, does a little bit of enchantment. It kind of works or something.
Yeah,
something happens, and she gets a little glimpse of it. And she realizes, okay, I can actually
try to
maybe enchant this. Meanwhile, we got the Lokis talking to each other. You got the yellow Loki, the older Loki, explaining his story, which was a fascinating story. Kind of sad, where he's just really good with the sorcery powers, and I love his powers because he goes crazy with them later on. But tricks Thanos into believing that he killed his projection image, and then realizes that he's kind of like, wherever he goes, chaos follows, and it's just never a good thing. So he isolates himself. And then he gets lonely. And this is a recurring theme with all the Lokis, that they're kind of lonely, and they're outcasts, essentially, is a sub theme. And the second he tries to get off the planet, boom, that's when the TVA show up in it.
If Loki and Thor are already 1,500 years old, though, he probably spent thousands and thousands of years in exile thinking about his brother and Asgard and all these other things, which kind of comes up later. I think, was it Richard E. Grant killed it? He's classic Loki.
Yeah.
And
my God. It was good to see Richard E. Grant again.
Yeah. And so he's just so good in this episode, and I loved any time that he was on screen.
Yeah. show stealer right there.
Well, everyone in this show is a show stealer. Like Mobius on camera is like he's killing it. Alligator Loki's like that alligator's
Yes,
killing
he
it. Like,
killed it.
Well, there's a scene where I really like when they're getting a real short interaction of the Lokis, like nods of approval, and then they go to the alligator, and it's like okay, something like that. It's perfect that they
Yeah, they show
we
the
have to
alligator.
consider the
Hey,
alligator.
give him equal time, all right?
Yeah.
Even though he can't talk, but he does his
He can
thing.
talk, you just can't hear him.
He does several things in it. But so we get the backstory of a few more guys. That's when the other guy was boasting that he destroyed the Avengers, and I was, you're a liar and stuff. And then the alligator
He got all
Loki and
the
everything.
gems, the infinite, or the
Infinity
stones.
yeah.
The young Loki, we realize, is probably one of the only ones that actually killed Thor, and that's kind of why he's the leader of this group, or they at least listen to his opinions. That's crazy. He also enjoys high sea ectoplasm. If you see
Ecto-cooler, yeah.
Ecto-cooler rather, not ectoplasm. But yeah,
The
just
original
lots of
box,
little
too.
Lots of little Easter eggs in this thing. I'm sure I missed quite a few. But anyway, yeah. So he's motivated by Sylvie, and he comes up with the plan. Let's fight Goliath. We're gonna destroy Goliath.
If it's alive, we can kill it.
Yeah,
bleeds.
if it
Okay.
bleeds, we can kill it. They all laugh at him, and he's like, "All right, fuck this." He's gonna go himself, and that's when we see he runs into the vote for Loki version, which I thought was him in a different realm, but it's a completely different Loki. So that was a good reveal, subterfuge trick. And so then they're all in the little hideout trying to talk, and he's like trying to take over. He's got an army of Loki. I think those are Lokis. I never noticed. I thought they were just like random.
I thought they were like kind of henchmen because like
renegades.
this guy just had like bicycle handles, so I guess he was just.
Okay.
Some of them were using
so they
magic.
Could probably.
I don't know. So.
I think it could go either way, Joe. I mean, that could be a Loki from a different realm where he's just using tree stumps and a motorcycle helmet, or it could be a devoted, like Joker henchman that tries to paint his face like his boss. So, anyways, he's like. It turns out the Thor hammer Loki had betrayed them and revealed their position, and then
he wanted to be king.
He wanted to be king, but the deal was so stupid that you understand why Loki would like. But the deal was, I would show you where they are, and then I would become king and get your army. And he's like, yeah, that was never a good deal, but you did it anyway, you idiot.
Now I'm king. Then they turn around
And he's
and
like, no, I'm king, and I'm going to stay king. And then all the other Lokis / henchmen are like, no, we do this. And then and it just starts a big Loki fight. Now, I thought the song, I didn't really like the song.
Yeah, this part was a little silly.
A little
It
silly.
was silly. That's what I like
But
about
amazing
it.
visuals.
Yes.
Like, I like the fight, and I like the sorcerer Loki doing the projection and then doing his fucking sorcerer magic. I just didn't like the song. That's
I
all I
liked it. It
wanted
was
to
pretty
say.
ridiculous, but right from the get-go, you see alligator Loki chop off Loki's Loki's hands. He's like yelling.
Oh, he's
I was
a
like, all
great
right,
scream.
this is amazing.
Yeah.
And chaos ensues.
Chaos ensues. But he manages to get out of it, and
They all get out a little portal.
and so Sylvie comes up, and so Loki. So we got that weird song to the fight, and we're just go back to Sylvie, who's talking with Mobius in the car, and again she reiterates her need to find out who is behind everything, and we get a little bit of Mobius, kind of determining to help and burn down the TVA kind of thing. And then, and then we get a scene with Ren Slayer, who has B-15 locked up. And B-15 is just going on and on about how the timekeepers aren't real. Why are you doing this? Let's tell everybody. And Ren Slayer is still... It looks like she might have some internal conflict because she wants to know who's behind it too, but yet she's like maintaining her position and her stance on it. And B-15 says, look, you ain't going to find it. It's going to be Sylvie that finds it first because she needs it and you just want it. And so that might inspire Ren Slayer to kind of follow around Sylvie so that she can then eventually, boom, show up right when the reveal happens. But, we conveniently, the car comes up on the other Lokis. I mean, we are in a completely different realm, so there's your second sort of trope. And, the Lokis
So
are
they're
like,
both going to that, what is it called?
alive.
Oh, you're right.
They're both
like,
going to
we
the
have to
giant
go
smoke
back
Still,
to-
you can
monster in
go
the sky.
from it at any angle. But anyway, they do meet each other up. They're, oh shit, is that renegades? And it's like, no, they conveniently meet each other up. And then, Mobius is talking with the Lokis, and the Lokis are kind of like, we hope this plan will work. The only good Lokis, the good Lokis that make it out good, as in, I think they found a little bit of purpose.
It's all about change.
And
Yeah, they wanna
family
change
a little
themselves.
bit. So you got the older one who is always alone, and it looks like he's kind of taken to the kid Loki, and they're kind of like a team. And then the kid Loki kind of looks at the alligator Loki like a pet, and then so they have a relationship and an attachment. And then our real Loki is obviously in love with himself, with the thing. So they all decide to, stick to the plan. The other Lokis who got him there are like, oh, we got you here. We're going to take off. So they take off, and then Loki and Sylvie comes up with a plan to sort of distract the monster while she uses her enchantment. Unfortunately, Loki is not a very good distraction. He's just got a knife. The kid gave him a sword, and it's not really working. And so the monster comes after Sylvie. But luckily, thank God, old Loki, the yellow one, sorcerer, just gets this most badass scene, and he creates an entire vision. Recreation of Asgard, where the monster gets distracted by that, because what? I already destroyed this. I'm gonna destroy it again. And then the monster notices it's the Loki doing it, and he's like, glorious purpose, and I was like, fantastic. No. But I can't skip over this. I skipped over one thing. I knew I was forgetting something. Is the moment that got to me. Once they're all talking about the plan and what they're gonna do, what are you gonna do? Mobius thanks Loki for, sort of giving him the spark and waking him up, and now he's going to go burn down the TVA, and he's like, puts his hand out, and then Loki's like, and then
Bring it in,
fucking
man.
hugs
Yeah.
him, dude, bro, hug. It's like, and that was the emotional moment that got to me. It's like, whoa, so Loki, it's cool because Loki's now has a genuine friend, a real friend outside of family. I know he's got frenemies with Thor and everything, but that's his family. Now he actually, connected with somebody. It's his best friend, kind of thing. And now he's got a connection with Sylvie as well. So that was an emotional connection there. And then Loki does his thing, yellow Loki, old Loki, and then another emotional moment. There's like, no, I don't want him to die. He's a badass. But curiously absent was the kid Loki. You would think that the kid Loki would also help or something. I kept waiting for
He gave a
him
dagger.
to show
That's about
up,
it.
and then the alligator to show up, maybe do one last punch, or I don't know. And
But
they
they're gonna
escape.
bite a smoke monster or something
Yeah,
like
I
that.
don't know, but right. But so he's curiously absent. But so, old Loki does this glorious purpose sacrifice in order to give them the distraction they need to enchant the monster. And when they enchant the monster, it's not just Sylvie. She needs a little extra power. So Loki does it too. And he's like, I don't know how to enchant. And she's like, yeah, you do. She holds his hand, and then they, kind of think about it, and he's like, he gets
We
it.
are more powerful than we give ourselves credit for. Look at
Exactly.
old man Loki.
Yeah, which was kind of, so I like the line. I do like the line, but it also
Yeah.
reminds me how, again,
power of love, Alex.
well, not the power of fucking love. It's just like
It
in this
kinda
show,
was.
they
It was the
powered
power of
down
friendship.
Loki so much in this show.
Oh, yeah.
That
you
it still
mentioned
it still irks me. It's one of the things that I don't like about if I'm picking at things I don't
Yeah,
like.
yeah.
He gets his ass beat by Alabama, man. We talked about this before, and he seems like he's just a fucking dude with horns on
Didn't
a lot of time.
old man Loki say it's like, well, you were handicapping yourself because you were making those daggers.
Yeah.
but
That's
they're
a-
not
that's a
as
clever
good
way
or
to put it.
whatnot. It's because they just clink down, but you were more powerful, but
Yeah.
you were doing that to yourself.
I
I was like, okay,
I
at
get
least
it,
they
but
mentioned something.
he got his ass beat by some dude in
Yeah.
Alabama.
Yeah.
That was for story purposes. Moving on. So they win, and I like the idea that this Loki is getting more and more powerful, learning more power. So he may have been a 2 out of 10 in terms of Lokis. At least that's how Mobius was treating him. The TVA was
fool.
treating him.
You haven't
Maybe
even seen my
maybe
final
he
form.
is just a shit-powered Loki, and now he's learning all these good things. So. Anyway, the smoke monster dissipates after they enchant it, revealing a portal to sort of a castle in a different realm, and presumably where whoever is behind everything is.
And
So-
scene.
And scene. Great episode. Great potential for a final episode, which hopefully is more than an hour. I mean, this was like, these are
Yeah,
about an
that's what I
hour.
was hoping for. Like, it's got to be like minimum an hour, but
We got a lot of plot lines to resolve. We got the B-15, and she can get out of the prison and show up. Ren Slayer obviously is going to show up, probably at the last minute to kind of see
Mobius,
who's
see
behind it.
what he
that's all the
does.
Mobius.
Mobius.
There's the the Mobius is gonna go burn down the TVA. Specifically said, I'm gonna go burn it down.
Yeah.
So that's cool.
Who is
How's
behind
gonna
it
do it,
all? I'm thinking Kang. I think we're moving towards Kang and a tie-in towards
Howard the Duck.
let's see, Ant-Man. So it's like WandaVision kind of
Terrible.
goes into Doctor Strange, and Loki surprisingly goes into Ant-Man kind of thing is what I'm thinking. And will Loki be returned to the timeline? And what's Sylvie's fate going to be? And
where this relationship can it even be in the same
can
universe?
it work?
Maybe
Yeah.
I don't know.
Can they be in the same
we'll
universe
see.
and rule together?
Yeah.
because they also have a moment where he conjures a blanket and gets close to her and stuff, and is just kind of cuddling, and he's like, "What what are you gonna do after?" And they're not really sure, and he's like, "Can we can we
Yeah, because
figure it out
apparently, like
together?"
whenever they're together, they have that chemistry, and it fucks up big time because there was a huge spike on the little Nexus thing.
Yeah, is it gonna be
So,
super sad where
That's
it's
what
like
it's
we
like.
can't
We
be
can't
together
because like it's really gonna fuck something up or something. It's like
that's gonna turn
is
Loki
that
crazy.
incest? Like what the hell?
You want to
Who
see
knows?
an evil Loki?
You think
potentially
everyone
win?
survives? I don't know if everyone
Yeah,
survives
this
at
is
the
like-
end of this one.
There's so many questions, so and
Good.
it's gonna be like a minimum an hour, but.
Okay, I skipped over final verdicts, so let's do the final
Yeah.
verdicts now.
For me, it's going to be a 10. I really enjoyed this one, and I want to watch it again just to see how many Easter eggs I did miss out on. But this was very enjoyable to watch. I was like intrigued the entire time.
I'm gonna go with a 9. I really like this one. I think it's more of a setup one. I think we're kind of building up towards something.
The
So
final boss.
I just can't wait to see how this one ends.
Yeah, definitely. I'm between a 9 and a 10 as well. And then it was really well done. There was, I felt like the pacing was going a little fast, at least towards the beginning. And I was like, oh, we're kind of just, yeah. We're, and it's like, and then there was, some songs I didn't really like during the battle. I thought it was kind of a little too goofy in that manner. But I did like the actual battle because it's like, this is the way the Lokis would be if they got the
Yeah.
Avengers together. They would basically fight amongst themselves. Loved it. So yeah, I can't really find anything other than maybe a little bit of pacing, and yeah. So I'm going 9 out of 10.
Okay.
And okay, so now we're in the same position we were in last time. We
Yeah.
have one episode left, and the penultimate episode was great. Can this finally pay off? And what answers are we gonna get? And are we gonna get our Loki back? Because we got no Loki. Loki died. Next snap, Thanos. Can we get a Loki in the Marvel Universe, or is this it for Loki? You make me
Stick
care.
the landing.
This series has made me care so much more about Loki and feature Tom Hiddleston so much more, who deserved it because he's a great actor.
yeah.
I don't want them to. He's got to be in it, so he's got to survive. So, anyways, we shall see. Thank you all so much for watching. We'll see you on the next Angry Joe show. Bye,
Bye,
guys.
guys.